Good afternoon, this is Martina Colombo, student of the Bachelor in Marketing at the London School of Design and Marketing, and today I'm going to present the report of the unit Managing Services in Marketing, focusing on the case of the drive-through service offered by McDonald's in the UK market. With respect to the agenda of the current presentation, we will begin with a quick introduction on the performances of McDonald's around the globe and specifically in the UK, with a deep dive on the drive-through distribution channel as key outlet for the brand's in the coming future. Then the current service blueprint will be presented based on the observation of the Camberley restaurant in London. And the improved service blueprint will then be presented with the stimuli and recommendation that were offered by the analysis of KUC's next generation drive-through outlets. All the takeouts will then be summed up in the conclusions. McDonald's is the world's leading quick service restaurant with a brand value of around $155,000 US dollars registered in the end of 2021, and it completely overcomes the direct competitors in the informal dine-out segment for a value per money standpoint. Moreover, the company has been able to grow despite the post-pandemic recession and the raising inflation levels by initiating new pricing strategy, so raising the price points of several key items and best sellers, let's say, in its menus, without alienating and impacting negatively the relationship with the customers. Moreover, this positive consumers' value perception is even expected to grow in the next years as a consequence of the development and implementation of the Accelerating the Arches business strategy. This will be focused mainly on the three pillars of delivery, digital, and drive-through as an operational approach. The drive-through channel has always been at the core of McDonald's service model. In fact, the company was founded by Dick and Mac McDonald's in 65 years ago, and it was an operating drive-in restaurants. And it was first revolutionized in 1948 with the introduction of the speedy service system. Basically, it pioneered what today we all know as the batch and line service process for antonomasia, the one that is put in place by every fast food retail chain and first and foremost by McDonald's. The concept behind it is simply the high level of standardization and efficiency that can be seen in the Henry Ford's assembly line model applied to the food service category. Particularly, the drive-through is characterized by high level of convenience and frictionless nature of its service, together with the contactless way in which the service is, let's say, delivered to the customers due to the very low and minimum involvement of manpower. Particularly, this will be the new direction, let's say, for the brands all over the key regions. In fact, in US and IOMs, the new restaurants that will be open starting from next year's will be fully enabled with the drive-through experience and service. When it comes to the UK, we can see a similar pattern. In fact, nowadays the drive-through model already accounts for 70% of the brand's total revenue in the market, and it is there is the expectation for a further increase in the number of UK drive-through outlets by 25% by the end of next year. The analysis of the Camberley drive-through restaurant was conducted during the weekend of August 20th and 21st in the key consumption moment of breakfast and lunchtime, and this provided the insights and the useful information that were then utilized to draw the current service blueprint of the brand. So starting from the customer actions, the first thing that the customer should do when deciding to go and enjoy a drive-through experience at McDonald's is locate and pick the nearest drive-through to the position where the consumer is. So in terms of physical evidence, there will be a store locator on the McDonald's app and website in case the consumers will decide to use this specific tool to geolocalize the nearest outlet. Otherwise, the brand's name will appear on the Google Maps app and Waze and any other sat nav used for this specific purpose. Once the customer enters the drive-through, there will be the golden arches, the McDonald's neon signage welcoming them, together with the drive-through directions that will lead the way to the proper destination. Once the customer has entered the drive-through lane, it's the moment to browse the menu and decide what to eat. So the physical evidence will be the menu board with the full items available at the drive-through outlet displayed on it. Alternatively, the customers may also decide to place the order online through the McDonald's app. However, there's no perfect, let's say, parallelism with the apps offering and the items available at the drive-through. And this is one of the main complaining points that was underlined by the customer base. In fact, the observation of the service flow was also paired with the interviews conducted on a sample of 20 consumers that were randomly picked among those that decided to go and have an experience at the drive-through during the weekend of the 20th and the 21st of August. So once the customer is ready to place the order, it then moves to the speaker box. The order is placed and the order receipt message appears on the speaker box monitor. As a following step, the customer is ready to proceed to payment and moves towards the counter for payment. In terms of physical evidence, the payment screen on the speaker box monitor is displayed. Finally, the customer is ready to collect the order, proceed to collection point, and the related physical evidence will be the collection window. In terms of interaction with the front office, so basically below the line of interaction that is depicted here, we can see that there's a really low involvement of staff throughout the whole flow of this drive-through service model. However, there are key moments where this staff is needed, and these are in the situation of the ordering placement, when the order staff greets the customer and confirms the order. And this is a very important moment because because it was signaled by the participants to the interview that many times there were misunderstandings between the customer and the staff, and this is the reasons why there are many delays. There could be many delays and queues starting at the drive-through lane. Then the order staff projects the recap of the order on screen once the order is received and it has been verified by the customer. Once the payment is ready to be done, the staff collects the payment from customers, and then the staff hands over the order to the customer. In terms of technological support, of course, there are the digital monitors, there are boards and totems throughout the different phases of the service flow. There are also the real-time order summary screen once the order is confirmed and has been placed, and then the point-of-sale system for processing the payment at the proper time. Below the line of visibility, we can see the back office actions. So the store managers are in charge of overseeing the orders and set up the line of work, and this happens before the actual order has been placed. Once the order is placed, the initiator will receive the order and start cooking the separate ingredients. An assembler is tasked with the important role of completing the final products and placing the items on the Eat It landing zone. And then the runner will collect the burger that needs to be assembled before and prepare other items like the drinks that are ready to be served or the fries that could be pre-cooked and just need to be served with the right package, and so on and so forth. The runner then ends the order to the collection point staff that in the end will deliver it to the final consumers as part of the front office actions. Below the line of internal interaction, we can see the support processes. So, of course, there will be CCTV cameras involved. There will be suppliers when it comes to food preparation. There will be kitchen video system inside, let's say, the closed doors where the back office actions are happening, and then the accounting for the moment of the payment procedure. So the analysis of the current service blueprint, of course, has been already presented and here is summarized. We know that there are 6 customers' actions involved throughout the service flow. So the store location, the drive-thru entering, the menu browsing, the ordering placement, and payment, and then in the end the food collection. As we have seen, there is a very low involvement of manpower and extreme standardization throughout all the steps of the service model, and high speed and low friction are key characteristics in order to serve as many customers as possible. There are, however, improvement areas, and these were highlighted by the respondents to the interviews together with the, let's say, notes that were collected based on the observation analysis. So on one hand, there is room for further speeding the ordering process by implementing a technological optimization. So the presence of the front office staff in some instances is reason for complaint because of the misunderstanding that can be originated in the interaction, and therefore this could slow down the overall drive-through experience. Then there's point related to the variety of the menu choices, because in general the drive-through recommends a limited and restricted number of options in order to make the whole process quicker and frictionless. However, there could be an implementation of a smart rotation of the bestsellers items that are more likely to be purchased by customers, paired with the seasonal new offerings that are available, for instance, at dine-in restaurants and also for ordering via app. And then it's important to find solution to the long queues that happens during peak hours, especially during lunchtime. In order to provide some recommendations and solutions to the improvement areas that have been flagged, the analysis of KFC's next generation drive-thru restaurants has been conducted, and it was interesting to see that basically there are 2 stimuli. On one hand, the high level of digitalization, so the next generation restaurants will be very small, and within this restricted area will be packed a high level of digitalization in terms of ordering process and, let's say, menu update throughout the season and the different seasons and different moments of the day. And then there is a second stimuli that is about the dual lane approach. So the fact that the restaurant per se will be so small will allow the brand to use the external area in order to develop a dual lane system. So one lane will be dedicated to drive-through experience for those who enjoy the meal by wheel model, and on the other hand there will be a lane dedicated exclusively to the pickup orders. So for the mobile savvy consumers that have already put their orders via app and that simply wants to pick up their products and basically move forward in a quicker way. So this is what the improved service blueprint could look like, implementing these, especially the high digitalization kind of recommendation and inspiration from the KFC's next gen drive-thru restaurants. In the phase of the menu board, um, let's say, interfacing with the customers. So there could be the offering of personalized solution based on the order history of each customers. This could be done with the use of dynamic yield technology as technological support below the line of interaction, and connecting the registration number of each card to the specific order that the customer has done in that space. This could help because the customer is very likely to purchase something similar that he or she has already picked, and it could be paired with upselling screen recommendations in order to, let's say, leverage on the opportunity to sell additional products that are often paired together and purchased together. For the order system, instead of involving the front office staff, it could be a solution to implement an AI voice technology system, so that the misunderstanding that often happens with the manpower could be limited, and the whole ordering process could be smoother and quicker. So, in terms of conclusions, we know that McDonald's growth strategy for the coming year will be based on the capitalization of the digital footprint that has been implemented and accelerated by the pandemic, but it seems here to stay. And together with the importance of digital, there will be also a key role for delivery and drive-through. In terms of drive-through and the possible recommendation to improve the current service footprint, there is a twofold order of actions. One end, in the moment of the food choice, there could be the implementation of AI technology to personalize the offer, or at least to implement stronger variation of the menu options based on the, could, let's say, update automatically based on the different season and the different moment of the day. And then at the ordering step, there could be an AI driven voice recognition ordering systems that could be implemented to reduce the human errors and to make the whole process quicker, so that more customers can be served. On another note, there's the key recommendation of evaluating the dual lane approach. Of course, this could be a collateral service. It's not part of the implemented and improved service blueprint for the drive-through service model, because it would be a collateral and joint service for the those customers that would place the orders up front. But it would be significant solutions in the moment of peak hours, rush hours, to avoid the generation of long queues. Thank you for the attention, and wish you a lovely rest of your day.